everyone, welcome to the Evolution Show. I'm Julie and this is Mike, my husband.
Hello.
And we are coming to you today with another pre-recorded episode. We've made the transition from live episodes to pre-recorded episodes. And there's a couple different reasons for that, but one of them is it gives us more flexibility in when to record them and what products to feature. And it also gives us a little better handle on the quality of the filming. We don't have to do it on our cell phones, kind of like, on the go. We can do it with more proper setup. So hopefully it's a little bit visually, more appealing to you guys. And it gives us just time to kind of connect outside of our busy days at the store and at the warehouse. And we can sit down and talk. We talk a lot. We're very chatty with each other. We like to converse at length on many different topics.
Yeah.
And now we have an excuse to record it. Mm-hmm. So we can do, multitask. We can work and, have our endless discussions and arguments and, dissections and all of that. So it's fun. Anyway, we had a lot of fun recording the last episode. If you haven't seen it yet, we talked about our line of specimens of resin.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
We brought 3 old favorites.
Yeah.
And some new stuff that we wanted to try.
Yeah.
And we talked about whether they were thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs sideways, 2 thumbs up. Here's the thing.
We made a bet.
And
results
we
TBD.
Are here again to do another one of those episodes.
Yeah.
These quasi-review episodes. Right?
Yeah, we're going to do a combination unboxing/review episode. We get a lot of samples from vendors that we work with, new things to try in the store potentially, or sometimes we even order them if they look interesting. And we don't always necessarily go through with all of the things that we try, but a lot of the times it works out. So we thought it might be fun to involve you a little bit in the discussion about the new products that we might be interested in carrying. So please leave a comment if anything is interesting to you.
If you like it, if you don't like it, if you want to share your opinions about it, we always like to hear from our customers.
Yeah, because ultimately we're here for you guys. So if you guys help us determine the direction of the store and the things that we offer, and what's interesting to you, what's trendy, what's cool, what's over the line, so it's always great to get your feedback and have this conversation with you guys. So today we are talking about skulls, which is kind of a big thing for us, and everybody loves skulls.
Subjects.
Everybody loves skulls, and they're kind of iconic for us. Our T-shirt and our tote bag, if you've guys seen it, our logo is basically a big skull, really cool kind of illustrated skull, and that's kind of what has set the tone, I think, for a lot of the different things that we carry. Is just we like things that have to do with nature and science and art and stuff like that, and then also just skulls. Pretty much anything with a skull on it is cool. I think there's a little bit of background around that, I think, too. If you're familiar with like the Memento Mori type of movement in art and stuff like that, right? Where people would make paintings and stuff with skulls in it, back in like Renaissance or whatever, like a long time ago. And it would be to talk about mortality, and they would often be still lifes with, pieces of fruit or taxidermy or other interesting natural objects and stuff. So it kind of ties in historically with the whole aesthetic of the store.
I'll look up the name. There is this actually very famous book. I don't think I'll be able to get the name. I'm gonna butcher this, but one of the first anatomy books where people start documenting the muscles and the skeletons of the human body, right, to great detail. It's called De Humani Corpus Fabrica. I don't know if you can. You can try to say that. It's a book that has a lot of cool, it's a science book. It's essentially one of the first science textbooks But back during those times, I think it was the 1700s. I'm probably wrong with this. They didn't have photography, so everything had to be drawn by hand. And when you were drawing it by hand, you're an extra few steps removed from the actual thing that you're looking at versus a photography. So there's a lot of art infused in it, so the thing has a lot of artistic, it's really cool. So I'm actually kind of sad that tradition died out once photography became a thing, and also standardization, where people start using like really standard computer graphics to illustrate things. So that kind of art of illustrating the natural world, by hand as an artist kind of died out, but it's a beautiful book. So, it ties into.
So I think it's cool thematically. Obviously, skulls are very rock and roll. They're very, cool and dark and goth and all of that. But also they have a scientific and historical connection to the rest of the items that we sell. All the natural history products, all of the, biology, anatomy, and all of that is all tied together ultimately. So I think that we just enjoy finding new and different types of skull, decorations and things for the home, and skull-inspired gadgets and gizmos and all of that. So we like it. We think it's cool. Skulls are fun.
And the guys that we're going to talk about today are these they're pretty high quality, I would say. Resin. We're very particular about our skulls. Our skulls have to be as closely resemble with a natural human skull as possible. There's a lot of people that make resin skulls and skull carvings, but often the teeth looks very unnatural.
Yeah.
The skull might be pulled back where it's slanted this way, so the eye sockets look long. So it is extremely easy to find resin skulls, carved skulls, right? Very, very hard to find a good quality resin cast and a good quality carved skull.
Something with natural proportions, something that doesn't look like an alien, something that, especially things that even are life size and sort of, accurate in that sense. It's hard to find really good quality skulls. And like with everything we do, we try and always get the best quality version of whatever it is that we're looking for. So it's important to us to partner with people who offer, products that meet that standard.
Yeah.
And this vendor that we're going to be talking about today, we've been working with a long time, and they have a ton of different skull decor items, in addition to a bunch of other stuff. They basically specialize in resin decorations. Resin is a type of plastic, and they have the themes that they cover is just endless. They have so many different types of things. And we only carry a very small portion of what it is that they offer, and it's mostly focused around skulls.
Yeah.
And even then, they have tons of skulls that we haven't tried before, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to look first at some of the skulls that we do carry from them.
Yeah, these are some of the best sellers on our website.
Yeah, and so these are ones that you may be familiar with, that you already like.
We're going to look at two new skulls that I got from them. I got them a while ago. I haven't opened the box, so I don't remember how they're supposed to look like, so that's going to be exciting.
Yep.
Okay, so without further ado, let me put all three of them here.
Okay, we can compare them.
So that one is the Aztec skull.
Okay.
An Aztec carving.
Yeah.
Right? This guy is an Astrology skull. And these we have on our website. And this, which is a favorite of ours, is a Floral skull. So again, the carvings on these things.
Yeah. First of all, you can see they're pretty true to life size. Like about the size of my head, a little smaller, but not not a teeny tiny. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. You would think, right?
Yeah. And the texture on it is pretty nice too.
Yeah, they're lightweight. I like the finish on them. I like that it has a little velvet on the bottom, so it doesn't scratch your surfaces. And I think that's nice, like attention to detail. I think that's really what we're looking for in a vendor, in a supplier, we're looking for high quality attention to detail because that's what we do. And
Yeah.
so we really want, first of all, to be
They're
able
pretty
to offer.
affordable too. I think the ones
Yeah.
that you're looking at right now, they're about $36.
Yeah, so
You know,
there's,
they're less than $40.
yeah, and that's always nice if you can have a good value too. So you said this one was what, Aztec?
Aztec.
Okay, so this one is Aztec theme. So hopefully you can get a sense of what it looks like. There's like these really cool like faces that are carved in, different, there's like two figures back here.
Yeah, this kind of looks like those glass mosaics.
Yeah, and it has like a crackly
Yeah, it's just
under
cool.
texture to it. It's cool. It's very detailed, very intricate. I think that are they hand finished? Is the
I think
painting
so.
done
I think
by
they are.
hand?
The painting, I believe, is done by hand. The casting is obviously automated.
So I think that these are great. I think, it's fun.
Yeah, for being less than $50, and for being less than $50 and cast, right? They have really great detail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't think it does it justice on camera. Like if you
Look at some close-up shots.
yeah, if you look at the patterning and the detail on these things, it's just really incredible for what they are. I also sometimes like to display them with a little bit of a. Can I get you a coaster?
Yeah.
Which I think it looks cool. And if you put a little bit of a riser on the back, you know, kind of look cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's looking more directly at you.
Yeah. Sometimes I like to do that. So if you have a little riser on the back or something, that's cool.
That's cool. And then we have the astrology skull. So I'm not into astrology as like a discipline or whatever, but people really do enjoy these skulls, I think, and they're just fun aesthetically too. You don't have to take it too seriously, but they're cool. What does it say? It has something in Latin. Hinc itur ad astra.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure what that means. If you know, please let me know.
I mean, there is a place, astrology was back in the 1600s, was very much studied in universities. And in fact, astronomy was the bastard child of astrology. If you study astronomy, you tend to be, kind of painted as useless and uninteresting, and eventually astronomy became, and astronomy was studied as like a means to an end, right? Like, so it was all about astrology, and it was like that for a long time, for maybe up to like the 1800s, when finally astronomy became more, the study of the heavens and the prediction of the bodies became more important than really the trying to predict people's futures and stuff like that. But so there is a place to it in terms of historically how astrology is, just like alchemy is the ancestor of chemistry, astrology is the ancestor of astronomy, and I think that's
cool. I think that's cool too. So you can appreciate it from a historical perspective, even though it may not be, currently scientifically accurate or whatever, but it's still fun and it's aesthetically pleasing. You got a sun on one side, you got a moon on the other. That's pretty cool. So there's that one. And then finally we have this floral skull. And this is interesting because, skulls are usually, cool and dark and edgy or whatever. But this one has a really beautiful like floral patterning on it, which is a nice contrast. And it is incredibly well
very
detailed.
Victorian.
Yes.
I think.
Yes, I think so too.
It reminds me of a vampire's lair. You have to have one of those.
And it kind of reminds me a little bit too of like a sugar skull.
He does.
But it's not quite that.
Yeah, it's not carved like a sugar skull.
Yeah.
The sugar skull has a really distinct, like weird looking carving.
Yeah. But I think that
But
these
it
are
does remind
nice.
me of that.
Yeah, so these are pretty, and these are all,
On our
they're all on our website, and they're all a little bit different too,
Yeah.
So you could get different pieces of the collection and put them together or just have them individually, they I think they're nice. They complement each other.
Now
Now
is
for the new stuff.
the time for the new stuff, right? So I got here two skulls that we're going to talk about. I'm trying to see which one to start, which one first. This one I definitely don't remember.
Okay.
This one I kind of remember. It's on theme and stuff, and it's just a different skull. They have tons of skulls, so I figure why not. So here we go, and I have this little thing for you to open it up.
Okay. So I've never seen these before, not heard anything about them.
Yeah, I just told her I was going to get more skulls.
So
That's
it's completely new. We are
Completely.
discovering it together. All right. Box and their packaging is also
Yeah, it's pretty good.
very convenient.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They look good in person. Sometimes these things they don't look as good in person as they do in the catalog.
See what this is. All right.
Yeah, that's nice.
So here we have a black skull with sort of golden silvery butterflies on it. That's pretty cool. What do you guys think? It's smaller
It is smaller.
than some of the other skulls that we typically carry. So it's definitely not life size. It's like, you know,
Yeah,
a reduced size.
I think the carving looks really good.
And you know
Like
what I think is interesting? The
What?
butterflies are different species, which I think is another
Oh,
like really
I didn't
interesting
notice
attention
that.
to detail.
Yeah.
There was no reason why they had to do that. They could have
No,
made
they
them
could've
all the
been
same.
They're
But-
different positioning, different species.
Yeah, so you have swallowtails. You have swallowtail butterfly with the little teardrops at the end. You have, this one looks like it may be like a monarch type butterfly with different patterning.
I like it more now.
I think that's
didn't notice
nice.
that.
They didn't, they could have they didn't have to do that. They could have just had the same butterfly in different positions or whatever, but I think that it's nice. And you have some with wings closed like this, seen from the side, and then others seen from the top, wings open. So I think that's cool. I think it's pretty nice. And it has the nice, velvet bottom as well, which is always a nice detail. I mean, it's kind of cool. And again, I like it, like with the floral skull, they're both things that you wouldn't necessarily think to put on skulls. You know what I mean? Flowers and butterflies and stuff. So it's a
Yeah.
nice contrast. I like that. I like the black and gold finish.
Yeah. The texture feels really nice too.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty weighty compared to some of the other ones. It has a good weight to it.
Yeah. It looks really good, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I would definitely give it a shot.
I think is a go in that one. So let's see, what you guys think. Put it on the comments and
Yeah, let us know
once
if you
we
want
put
us
it
to
on the
out.
store, we'll see how they do, right?
Yeah.
But that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun.
I like it. So I'll put it over here. And then we'll have one more. Now this one I don't remember at all how it looks like.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
Drum roll.
There it is. I actually don't remember. What is that? The name of it is Tattoo Skull. So let me see. And actually, I wanted to say something. I got one of these, at the time we weren't filming yet. But I got one of these that it looked amazing. It was a skull with a octopus, coming out of it. Right? I know it sounds crazy, but imagine a skull. It looked very Lovecraftian, right? And I like octopuses, octopi, and it looked very dynamic. It looked very, it looked really cool. I ordered it. We got it. I was excited about it, but then I guess I didn't notice on the catalog. It turns out that it was a vampire skull. He had like fangs, like vampire fangs.
And that was like one step too far.
That was one step too far. Like, it looked so cool. And I still think that maybe I'll buy one just for my own house and stuff, but
I
maybe
think
not,
we
I don't
sold
know.
it. Somebody bought it.
Yeah, I think somebody bought it, but it was just like a step. I'm a huge like fantasy fan. Dungeons and Dragons. I play it all the time, and I used to play Vampire the Masquerade back in the 90s. So I do like that stuff, but I do prefer for my own house and when we were decorating to kind of use natural things to kind of harken back to this really fantastical
Mhm.
aesthetic. So I like to look at the Lord of the Rings movie and bring that back down to how would like a wizard hut, but bring it down to a scientist hut instead. So anyway, so it was a little step too far. So it's always a kind of
It's a fine line.
hit and miss with these guys. So here's the last one. Go ahead.
All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so color-wise, we're in the same family again.
Yeah.
Black and gold,
Huh.
which is cool.
Oh, I remember this now.
Okay.
So on the box it says tattoo skull, but this is supposed to be
This is not what I was
a
expecting.
Celtic pattern.
Oh, so they messed up the labeling?
No, it's
Oh,
supposed to be
Celtic tattoo?
tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I remember that. So this is kind of like in the vein of maybe the Aztec skull,
Yeah, it's like,
or the Floral skull, which is a cool pattern. I mean, it looks really nice.
well, it has to do with different cultures, Like
Yes.
the Aztec skull is, one reminiscent of one culture. The Celtic skull maybe is reminiscent of another. So that could be an appealing point to some people that they want
I
to,
agree. And
have some
often we
fun.
have people come in and asking for Celtic stuff. I mean, what I really want to get, but it's hard to get, is original Celtic artifacts. I mean, I'm sure how you will go about doing that, but I would love to carry things like that because I do like the designs and whatnot. But that one looks really nice. I think the gold on it looks really cool.
Yeah. And I guess my,
So are you gonna approve this message?
I don't know, well, I do think it's interesting. I mean, it's
It's a little.
yeah,
The drawing's a little forward.
the draw's a little forward, which I don't mind necessarily. I was gonna say it's interesting.
Open, too.
It's open. Yeah, you can see. I mean, it's hard to tell here, but you could. There's a tiny little gap between the teeth,
Yeah.
which is just interesting that they're not. They're really not the same mold.
No.
Each
they're not.
one of them is a
They're
completely
not.
unique
I'm not sure.
mold. It's not just the pattern that
Yeah.
changes. It's the whole
Let me
thing. Like the jaw is very articulated. Like the definition between the mandible and the maxilla is very, very defined.
Now, honestly, though, now that you point out the jaw, and also this jaw is a little shallow. Is I don't know. I don't know what I think anymore in terms of. I mean, I love the gold. The gold is really nice with the black. I think the contrast is really amazing, especially that I mean, this might not really go with that kind of decor, but we were trying to get more industrial pieces, like an industrial design decor going. And we think that cast iron, which pretty much this is how
Like
it
a
looks
matte black.
the matte black. So this is a cast iron with gold
Brass.
or brass. So the colors are amazing. The carving is a little, I'm not sure, like the eye sockets look a little small. So
Yeah.
this one is one that I think like I would love to hear what people think,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, what do you think of the skull? Like, does it, do these things bother you? The eye socket, the funny looking jaw, or does it give it character? I'm not sure.
Yeah. And is it the same size as this one, or this one's
it's a
even
bit
smaller?
That one is a bit smaller.
Yeah, this one's a little smaller, so you can see the size comparison between all of them. Yeah, I mean, those things don't bother me as much personally. I think it still looks
It
fine.
kind of has some character. I think.
My only thing is how far removed from natural history are we getting?
Can we get? Yeah, that's
You
true.
know,
This is kind of.
yeah. So that's that. Whenever we do anything that has to do with like different cultures and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I always like think about it. Are we straying a little bit too far from like science
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the other
nature.
thing too is that we want these things to maybe have exist, and I think that people did used to carve real skulls with astrology patterns,
Sure.
or real skulls with floral patterns. This is
Sure.
a thing.
It has
Is
historical
a
basis.
kind of art that people used to do.
Yeah.
But these not so much. This is a completely like modern product.
And
know?
this, this one at least it has bugs on it.
Yeah.
Like it is reminiscent of nature in that way. This one is this a little too much outside of our
maybe.
comfort zone.
I mean, the color is really nice.
The color is
so
cool.
as a design piece, I really like it.
Yes.
But does it fit
Thematically.
With evolution?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
So that's the debate. I think I would probably still try it and see how people respond to it. But I think
it is a balance.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is not, as popular as some of the other ones. But I don't know.
I do like that they're
up
black.
to you guys.
Yeah. Because most of these, they tend to be kind of these
Bone color.
So I kind of like that it's a little bit different,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that saves it for me. If this were in bone, color, I think I would be less inclined to try it. Yeah. I think the fact that it's black and gold, I think makes it different enough where I'm like, I think I might like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we wanted to show you guys today. We have these 3 skulls, which are part of our current collection, which you guys can see on our website. And then these are the 2 skulls that we're probably going to be adding soon and that we're going to try. And so thank you for joining us. I like to end the episode by reading one of your comments. So this is from a couple episodes ago when we did the cleared and stained rat, which was fun. Lindsay Page commented, "I love the diaphanized specimens," with 3 little heart emojis. So thank you, Lindsay. I really love them too. They're like probably one of the coolest things that we have.
Yeah.
And we actually have a couple of different kinds. We don't just have rats. We have snakes, which I think are on our website.
Yeah,
they look so cool diaphanized because their anatomical structure is so simple. I think with some of the other smaller mammals, like there's a lot going on with like their flesh. There's a lot of structure around the bones, and sometimes that can obscure the appreciation of the skeletal structure. But with snakes, they're so simple, so you can really see the skeletal structure. I love that. And then we also have frogs, which we may be
adding to the website
soon.
soon. Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah.
So anyway, if you've enjoyed our episodes, please subscribe, like, comment, follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and we will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.